what's kind of going on with your daughter. It was reported that she's attempted suicide 4 times by overdosing on pills, and all attempts happened while she's in North Hair.
No. There's a lot going on. The police have been involved. I don't know. She hasn't even been here.
Okay.
In 3 weeks, so the fact that you guys are even responding to this is egregious. I keep calling. I've called when she's doing this. I have texts from her dad instructing her what to do, that they're the ones calling CPS. They've been going to everybody, and now she just got suspended from school yesterday. Are you aware of that? Because she was involved with drug activity.
Yeah, I was aware of that.
And she's sneaking out at dad's.
Okay.
She's
How do you know that?
From text after when she had a big meltdown, her ex-boyfriend wanted to kill himself, and then she flipped out, and I didn't know how, like, I couldn't help her. I'm not equipped for that.
Okay.
So I brought her to Pine Rest.
Okay.
And it was all recorded. I'm sure it's all documented there. Nothing was said about me. She wanted me to tell them why she was there. Then it was Dad and her using that because I filed for a change of custody, because I've been saying for years something's going on. I have recorded meetings. CPS, I have recorded in video here. They've accused me of sexual assault because I tap my kids on the butt when they walk by. It's gotten to ridiculous, and the fact that you guys are even responding to this crap when I've called. Dad's instructing her to do all of this. It's to gain. They don't have any substantiated report.
Yeah.
And because we're going to court, they want something to be substantiated to give him a ploy in court. If you guys feel that she's doing this, they would have called when she was at the hospital, and they would have called when she was at Pine Rest if I am causing the harm. So the fact that you guys are here weeks after the fact tells me this is vindictive. And
the rest of what's listed on here with you?
Yeah, I'm sorry. This is irritating to constantly be harassed. My privacy, my safety is being jeopardized here. I work for a school. I'm a mandated reporter. I'm also a national advocate, very well known across the nation for vulnerable people. This is embarrassing, and it's getting to be a little bit effing ridiculous, and I'm sorry to be taking this out on you, but this is not okay. You guys are not welcome in my home no more. You can go get a warrant.
Okay. I mean, that's definitely your
like
choice.
But I'm done being harassed.
Okay.
If you guys were this worried about it, you guys would have been here already. She hasn't been to my home in over 3 weeks. So why are you guys here?
Well, just because we received these allegations, and I'll finish going over that with you. You've called when?
I've called a few times, and I've recorded it all.
Okay.
Recorded it.
Do you want to share those recordings with
Sure.
me? Okay.
Recorded it.
Do you have like a date that you called just so I can?
I gotta go and see what, make sure it's on this and not my body cam.
Okay.
I'm not gonna, I'll keep looking, but what's the rest of the allegations?
Yep. So it does mention that she was hospitalized the 15th through the 22nd, and it says that she tried to overdose again and went to Hell in a Boss after you denied police to transport her.
She only overdosed one time.
Okay.
And it wasn't
Do you know
even
when that
overdose. It was November. No, it was October. It was like October 20, right at the end of October.
End of
29th, 30th. But what happened is she's looking for a place. She don't want to be here at all. This is all teenage retaliatory. Doing drugs, engaging in sex. Dad has never told me. And as I find these things out, of course, any good mom's going to flip out. Why are you keeping shit from me? This is our daughter. You have to communicate no matter what your feelings are towards me. You have to communicate. Nobody's communicating these things. So I find out these texts when she's in Pine Rest. 2 reports to OK to Say went to school October 2nd that she was sexually raped and assaulted. She says it was consensual, yet I found the text. She told girls she was raped. But then I find out
your daughter's saying it was consensual, but then
after it got reported.
Okay.
So it all happened at Dad's house. I find out
it happened in his home.
At she snuck out from his house and he didn't even know. She paid her brother to get Dad to leave the house so she could sneak back home. And I find out this has happened multiple times. Multiple times. And it's never been brought to my attention. Nobody's holding her accountable, nobody's keeping her safe, but yet you're here on my porch. Yeah. You see what I'm saying? I have a fuck problem. She's 14, she's not even old enough to give consent. And
right.
It's all
Is there like a criminal investigation for the sexual
There's
assault?
a police report, but I've yet to talk to the police. It's like, this makes no sense. I've only talked to the school. The school, because it didn't happen on school property and happened in Wyoming, the Wyoming police have to come. Or they do the investigation, take it over. So long story short, Randy dropped off my son November 10th. My birthday was last week, November 11th. He started this shit last year, but he's been telling the kids for years, once they're 14, they don't have to be here. It's not how it works. So I've been being bullied by them, harassed by them, and because he's being discovered for his neglect and shit, they have to, we got to go get CPS. We're involved in the court.
Yeah.
You know, you guys are not needed.
Well, when things get reported to us, we do have to investigate it.
Well, and it's these exact allegations
that she's overdosing at Dad's house.
It's not even that. She didn't even overdose. She took one too many. Over the threshold is over 150.
Well, I do have her medical.
She was at 152.
That she took several pills.
That's what she said. Okay, listen to me. Listen. Anything over 150 is considered overdosing. She was 152, so meaning she took one too many. And just to be safe, they kept her at the hospital. Then she's telling everybody they gave her charcoal. They did not. They said because she started vomiting. I don't know. I don't know the truth.
What hospital was this?
Helen DeVos. And I was at the emergency room till 3 in the morning with her. But when she told me she didn't take anything. I had a witness here, my friend was here during all this. She said she didn't feel good. I said, well, what do you need? I go, does your stomach hurt? Cramps, diarrhea, like what is it? Come on, there's different things to treat it. It was all a ploy.
What's your friend's name that was here?
Shannon. And then,
what did she say was wrong?
She said her stomach just hurt and went upstairs. I asked her if she needed anything. She said no. About 20 minutes later, my son comes down and says she's laying on the bathroom floor and won't get up. So I knock on the door, she gets up, and I go...
Did she tell you that she took pills?
She told me she did not take anything, and I believe my daughter. So I go, well, what do you need? How can I help you? She's like, and she goes and lays down. An hour later, I'm getting a text from some senior girl from the school that I do not know that says my daughter told her she overdosed. I've already asked her. I've done my due diligence, and she's not sick. She's not doing anything. And then once the friend got here, I asked her. I searched her room, her backpack. I asked Calista, like, why are you telling people? And she kept saying, no, it's in my backpack. It wasn't in there. I searched it 3 times. Then her friend got here, and I said, maybe she'll give them to you. Give a baggie full of like hundreds of pills to the police, trying to say I gave it to her. Are you effing kidding me? What mom on this planet is going to pour hundreds of pills into a Ziploc baggie and give it to their damn kids? I work for a school. I'm not a retard. So I go take prints, whatever, lie detector test. I'll do whatever. I'm done with this bullshit. So if they're trying to get me at every angle they can, and now you guys are conspiring with them, and it's not cool.
We're not conspiring with anybody.
You're here.
We just have to... Right, because somebody reported
it's been weeks.
Our job is to report.
Okay, but listen to me. All of them are mandated too. The police and the hospital, her counselor, the school. She's been at all these places for weeks. And you didn't come until now? When did you get your report? In the last 24 hours because she got expelled from school almost, so now they got to cover it up?
I got it on the 12th, so last week.
So exactly. And guess what?
So she wasn't
on her birthday. Because I filed a show cause hearing at the court last week for contempt of court of him not coming or bringing one of my children and not her. If I'm not good for her, I'm not good for him. Period. Point blank, end of story.
What day did you file the no cause?
I filed 2 of them. I filed the first one on the 12th, and it was denied because of clerical error, not because of the merit. And then
Is
they're
that
still,
what the court said?
Yep, and and then they're still sitting on the second one.
When did you submit that one?
The next day.
The 13th?
Yep. I'm still sitting there, just emailed the clerk yesterday. Do you need to see that? I mean, come on now.
Yeah.
I am in communication with the fucking court.
Okay.
I'm not doing anything wrong. Her counselor, she's been to the counselor last week. We met with her counselor, me, her, and her dad. It's all this shit was being like, blah, blah, blah. And this was after the 12th. We met with her counselor. So these officials would be calling you. The fact that you're responding to someone that's not a mandated reporter, I have a fucking problem with. Because you guys keep coming. Not transport, because she kept telling, the police said that...
I think you just told me that you did transport.
I went with her. I didn't transport. I brought her to Pine Rest.
Okay.
Go ahead and interpret what you want.
Well, I'm just interpreting what you're saying.
But what I'm saying is you're being manipulated, and you guys are responding to this shit. So unless you have a court warrant, I think I'm done talking to you. Okay. Because this is harassment, and I will be suing the CPS. You guys keep coming, and you're not, and I can prove. Let me just ask you this. Let me show you some and ask if this is what you fucking are here for. Because this is not cool. I'm so fucking over this shit. I'm getting really fucking angry. I'm about to call the police and have your bitch asses trespassed.
You can go ahead and call them. And if you'd like
don't have a warrant,
leave. I'm not asking
you don't have a warrant. You don't have any fucking reason to be here by law. But here, this is the first time he called CPS, okay? He said that I flipped out in the school and I was for months I was suicidal and doing this and that. So he asks her, did you leave yet in the morning? Nope, yep, so blah, 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 let's get to the good shit. He goes, Callie, your mom just texted me and was reaming me, blah, blah, blah. Tell her, so he's telling her what to do, that it's going to help him in court.
So where did she need a ride to?
It was a school event.
Okay.
Parents have to give a ride home. He did not communicate with me that he would not be there, meaning I'm the only other person to bring her home. And she just disappeared, so I had to ask coaches where my daughter is. Nobody told me she had a ride. Keep breathing. It gets better. It gets way better, guys.
And this is
Dad talking to her before I even know anything that's going on.
Can you send me those too?
I got a whole bunch of shit.
Okay.
Telling them I'm going to call the police because this is my child. Nobody's told me she cannot be with me. They sold a narrative to the school, okay? Sold a whole narrative to the school.
Who's like
so the coaches felt bad for her and they're saying her narrative, not the actual truth.
Whose parenting time?
It was his parenting time.
So doesn't he get to make the decision on
He didn't say. I told him you'll see in a second.
Okay.
You'll see in a second. Are you guys done with this one?
The bottom. Yeah.
Somebody here know the coach did. There was nothing seen. They think it's funny they're investigating me. This is a game to them.
I don't.
This is a game to them.
That they think it's funny.
Yeah, oh, you're gonna see. This is funny to them. Who does this? What parent does this? So here's my text to him. Hey, are you here? Okay, I'll get her home. Okay, thanks. I'm not reaming him out. He's lying to our daughter about me, manipulating. I have an email he sent the lawyer last year that I'm a great parent and he'll support me in court. Promising my daughter a puppy once he gets full custody. We have 50-50. What more custody can you get, dude? Why are you using CPS when you can use the court? I have recorded meetings. Here's I'm. How am I outrageous and out of control? I'd love to know.
Who's saying you're outrageous and out of control?
You guys, you're here.
I'm not saying that.
You're responding to it instead of seeing that this is all manipulative and the same person.
I'm responding to it because it's my job to be
I
here.
understand, but you guys can also see in your system who keeps calling and that the allegations keep coming in and being up
and
matter
who calls, we still have to come.
It don't matter. This is all set up.
It does
matter. And I can prove it.
that this is set up.
This is all set up. Every single time that you've been here, I can prove that so far it's been a setup.
Okay, how is this one a setup?
And then here, we'll go to July 25, when I got accused of sexual assault that day, okay? I told her no, she couldn't go somewhere, okay?
Okay.
And then she didn't like it, the way her attitude was. No, you're not getting rewarded for that. So I told her she couldn't go somewhere. She went and told her dad this whole narrative that instead of him calling me, they parent me, not me and him parent her. So long story short, we're going to get to the good shit. He goes, he asked, did she touch you again? No. And then they go into this narrative about how I'm touching him and that it's really serious and he's going to call CPS. When he gets home from work, he's not calling them now. It's so serious. She knows that it's not the right intention. But, oh, nope, he calls anyway and made a whole narrative that wasn't what was said. This is sick. As soon as I get home, I'm sorry, if my kids are being touched, I ain't waiting. My daughter don't want to come back here. Because I filed a show cause for contempt because the judge just said on October 25th that custody is to stay the same. This is their only ploy to not come here.
Do you know what judge that was?
It was referee Winter, but the order hasn't been signed, and now his lawyer's objecting outside the rules and blah, blah, blah. So this is their last ploy. The state. I've got so much evidence to back every single statement up. Even recordings. So I would hope that you go after the right person for continuing to call falsely and having others do it for him. And my daughter needs to understand, and you guys need to tell them, that if she's so harmed, she's in therapy. I've gone to therapy. They're only wanting me to be ostracized. You don't take parents away. You heal with them. You go to counseling. You move forward. You don't just turn a fucking parent off, and that's what they're trying to do. They're not even willing to sit down and do therapy. It's all boom, 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 get.
Well, if she's in therapy, how are they not willing to do therapy?
Because they scream at me and tell me that I'm doing this and this and this and this. No, how do we get you to keep you safe at my home? If she can't even practice a safety plan, what is that telling you? She's to not have no medications, no sharp objects, no guns. Dad don't follow any of that. It's just me that has to follow it. So he's not following any of it. She's not to be going anywhere. That was verbally said by the doctor's office on paper from the hospital.
What doctor's office?
Dr. Brown. So on Halloween, when they told me this, I said, she's not going to like that. Callista got on the phone with the doctors and went to town with the social worker. And then it's all, now the narrative is my mom is bad. She says bad things to me. If I say, Callista, why can't you be single? That's me calling her slut. If I say I'm not going out with you when she goes to cheerleading, they have those Under Armour real short shorts and the whatever. And yeah, it was wrong, but I said I'm not going anywhere with you dressed like a whore. And that it's not calling her a whore, but we're not going out. I have respect for myself, and you should have respect for you too. So that's me calling her slut too. But no, they're. And then Randy will say that he came over here and I kicked him out of the house and told him to get the fuck out. No, I told him he was sick.
And when did he come to the house for?
And this is back in last November. I've been trying to meet with everybody, with the kids and with him, to get us all on the same page, because our kids aren't going to be able to start healing or be at peace until him and I are on the same page in front of him, not him telling me one thing in front of him and then going around and telling him the next. When he's allowing my children to do whatever they want, have access to whatever they want, I don't have money. So of course they don't want to be here. I have rules. Of course they don't want to be here. I have chores that they have to do. Of course they don't want to be here. Randy does not. She's suspended from school. What's the punishment? I asked Randy yesterday. He don't even talk to me, and he don't have to talk to me. He can say I'm difficult, I'm this and that, but he don't even respond to me. So I said, what's going on with Callista? The principal told me the same thing he told you. What did he tell? What do you mean? What did he tell me if he told me the same thing? Like, this dude don't even communicate. So I said, I'm asking what's going on with her outside of school, like who she's allowed to be around that's engaging in this behavior with her, who's allowing her to continue behaving mischievously without consequences, who's communicating with me about her behavior and the consequences besides the school, and you. He don't communicate, but I'm going to have to be investigated. I mean, make it make sense, please.
Well, I mean, I have to investigate what's reported to me.
He drops my son off, but not her. I have that recorded too.
Okay.
And he tells me that she's gonna harm herself, not me, and not her saying it.
Well,
yep.
I've spoken to her and she's voiced those same concerns to me.
Right. She says it. There is no access here.
Okay, but she did consume pills while she was at your house. I'm not saying you gave them to her.
She had they can get whatever they want whenever they want it. That's at school, just like she did yesterday, and got in trouble. So, what's up, dude? I'm walking up. That's Randy. She's not coming? I'll be filing in court tomorrow then. Oh, whatever. I just makes no sense. She said she didn't want to come, not that she's gonna. It makes no sense. You're gonna bring him if I'm being here. Come on now. She said that she has to come here. No, and that tells you she's not even capable of keeping her. This makes no sense. You have never come to me if this has to do with camp because she's only going to be taking her. She wanted to go to camp last weekend. I don't know if she was allowed. They still won't communicate that. And then she goes to jail because of contempt of court. I'll go to jail then. That's crazy that you're I don't know what else to do. She said she ain't coming. She's scared to come here. She ain't gonna come. You're not taking any of the blame instead of putting it all on me. You never said to Melissa, I never talked to your mom about camp. You can't be mad at her about this. You've never said that to her. I told her she could go. But nobody discussed it with me. It's on my parenting time. They discussed about camp, but I didn't even know about it. And I'm bad for saying no?
Right.
After she's on a safety plan?
You have the right, yeah.
But, and you're not even discussing it with me? What's going on here? And then I'm the bad guy because I said no. Well, of course I'm going to say no. I didn't even know about it.
Yeah.
Are you fucking kidding me? And then I find out from the church that she signed up on November 5th. The payment was due October 25th. So she was just looking for a way to not come here.
Yeah.
This is all a game. And I have that recorded with the church, and I was told by them that the only way she could go was with a court order. Guess what? There was no court order. Guess what? I'm sure she still went. So nobody's following the safety plan. What about the school? She's on a safety plan.
What's the safety plan at school?
But that's what I'm saying. Safety plan?
Are you communicating with the school?
I have communicated by phone, but that's what I'm saying. They go behind me and say I'm this bad person and not to listen to me.
Well, have you gone up there and...
No. I have not gone in person, but I shouldn't have to.
No,
I should be able to communicate.
The school is not returning your calls at all.
Well, like yesterday, for instance, they called me, it rang once and hung up, and then I realized, I think that's the school's number. So sure enough it was, so I left a message with them, said, hey, it's Brandy Ritzman, I just seen somebody called here, if it's important, call me back. And he called me back to let me know she's suspended. But they got everybody fucking brainwashed about me, and it's character assassination. I am not a bad person, and it's getting really irritating. I have brain injuries. Does anybody know what this is like? And I've lost my boyfriend, my mom, his mom, and a student with brain cancer. You guys have no idea they're using me in my most vulnerable state because they know I'm going to fucking snap soon. And they're just waiting for it, so they're going to keep you coming. You don't respond to me, and I'm a fucking mandated reporter.
Like I said, we have to respond to everything.
You don't. You don't respond to me, and it went through central intake many times.
Okay, and then that means somebody did come to the house.
Many times. Nobody came.
Okay.
Not once. Not even one phone call back. I know how it works.
Okay.
This is really irritating. Then I have the last lady that was here in July. You guys don't even understand what this is like, to constantly have your children, instead of him helping them heal with me, he's isolating them and making them, oh, because CPS went out there, it must be true. His lawyer's trying to have unsubstantiated records entered as true. How do you think that makes me feel? It's not true, or I would be in trouble right now. It's not a history because you made it. If I'm in trouble, I know how to get myself in trouble. But I shouldn't have to constantly be dealing with you guys and being harassed.
Yeah,
it is egregious distress, and I am handicapped. And I don't know what part of your organization don't understand that.
I mean, what would you like us to do when
you put notes in? If a complaint comes in from him and it's not a mandated reporter, you don't respond.
The law
you haven't gone after him for fucking keep on reporting things that aren't substantiated.
Can I please explain
but
something?
You're coming here.
Brady, can I please explain something?
I'm sorry. You have no idea what this is doing to me.
I don't.
So now the rest of my week is ruined. We have court on Friday. This is all tactics. And it's harassment. It is not something legally being done because there's genuine concern. It's ill-intended.
Okay, but I'm trying to explain that if things are reported to us, we have to investigate it, and that's what I'm here to do today.
But that's what I'm trying to tell you. You're lying to me right now because I've reported to you and you haven't investigated shit. You think I didn't call when I had to bring my daughter to Pine Rest? You think I didn't call? You think I hadn't called?
I mean, I could.
You don't respond to me.
I mean, if something didn't go through centralized intake, they do send a letter, so.
They don't do anything in response to me, and I've been recording it to prove that I'm doing it.
So I'm just going to ask
I shouldn't have to live like this.
Is purposely not responding to you as an individual,
I think
but
so.
responding to everybody else.
I don't know. They're responding to the vindictive people. Why else wouldn't you respond? You tell me.
That's not
I have the same complaint.
Okay.
Dad has a gun. Dad, you think my daughter don't sit here and make comments how she's just going to shoot herself when she's here? I don't have a gun. So what, you're going to go back to your dad's? It's all manipulation. She's a teenager.
But the sole fact of owning a gun is not neglect or abuse.
No, but when you just went and got your shit expunged, he's had a bankruptcy, he's been married twice. But I'm the unstable person. I didn't say it was, did I? Said it's a pattern of practice here. I don't have any arrests. I'm not a criminal. He is.
Okay, what is he a criminal?
He's always had a whole bunch of drug and a whole bunch of criminal charges. It's all expunged. Okay. But what the fuck?
We run background
doesn't make you a clean person all of a sudden just because you got shit expunged.
If he has that stuff.
Oh, he does.
Okay.
It may not be super recent, but don't be coming after me. I'm professionally employed. It's not that you're just here in my house invading my space.
Would you like us
I have to deal with the stress now when I go to work. Oh, why am I constantly being stressed? Why would I even be allowed to work here? Why am I allowed to operate and function if I'm such a fucking bad person? Why aren't the police with you?
They don't have to be with us.
But I'm told any other time that they do.
Why?
The last time you were here, they said the police had to come. And that was all set up with Randy about the sexual assault, and I have all the text to prove it. I even have text to prove that, oh, when I get custody of you, I'll get you a puppy. You think that's good? You think that's good to say to your children? Here, let's look at that one. Oh, and this is November of last year. Why hasn't he gone to court? Why is he using CPS? Who does that? When I get custody of you guys, you live with me permanently, we will get a pug to celebrate. We are 7 days on, 7 days off. What are you doing, dude?
Yeah.
What more can you have? What the fuck is going on? I gave him that, not the courts. Did you know that? I even also take less than child support. Because of this constant harassment, that's all I've ever heard from my kids. All I've ever heard. So I've been forced to try to make my life more peaceful with my own children because it shouldn't be the court's responsibility to make us act like adults. So nope, I give in and I give in and I get even less. I get $600 a month in child support compared to $1,200. I didn't have to do that. And because I'm a good mom and I hold my daughter accountable and tell her no, that she's not allowed to do things, and why doesn't mean, oh, I gotta kill myself. I don't need to be here.
And as a parent, you can tell your kids no and that kind of stuff.
Correct. But then now it's turned into this because none of their other tactics have worked.
Okay. Well, what I can tell you is she did go to the hospital. It was reported as an overdose, and it happened in your care. And there's.
I'm sorry, but money's growing in my yard.
It's your lucky day for money.
Like, serious.
Look. That is crazy.
But no, I understand it was reported to that, but the hospital didn't report it. So that's what I'm saying.
Her medical records.
They have, I understand you have her medical records, but they are also mandated reporters by law.
Okay.
By law. So you're a little too late.
Okay. But even if it's reported to us after the fact, we still have to address it in the medical
I've reported it, and they reported it, I'm sure, too, and guess what? You didn't come. They have to by law.
When
There's
did you report
procedure
it?
and protocol.
What did you report?
I don't know. I reported everything.
Okay. Well, I would like to know what you reported so I can address it too.
Guess you'll have to look at your records, because I shouldn't have to be the one showing you what I've done. When I tell you I did it, and I've recorded it. But I obviously didn't label it, so I have to go through and see when I did it. But I did it.
What do you think you and your daughter can do for her?
We need to go to counseling. We'd be able to communicate one-on-one, not her just stay away from me. She needs to be told, and the hospital. I even have the hospital social worker the day she left the hospital. If I was a danger, they wouldn't have let her leave with me. And the hospital even said,
thank you. I do have her medical records from Roundabout. They said that due to a court order, they have to return to your care. So it wasn't, if mom is unsafe, we're not going to let you go there.
If I wasn't safe, what are you talking about? So now just because what if I didn't have a court order? If I wasn't safe, a call would have been made, honey.
Because they would have to.
A call would have been made if I wasn't safe.
What parent to send a kid home with?
Yeah,
but right,
but because exactly. Don't
so
tell
that's what I'm
But
saying.
you're being rude, so it don't matter. I'm telling you, it was my custodial tie.
Yep.
And if I was unsafe, she wouldn't have fucking left with me.
Okay.
Period. The police were involved. The hospital was involved. And go ahead and write it down. I am getting pissed.
No, and I understand that you're.
No, you don't. You have not been harassed when you're handicapped and unable to fucking pay for certain things, okay? I can't just go out and get all the help in the world. I'm only allowed a certain amount of therapy. You think this is fucking helping me? You think this is gonna fucking help us heal? No, you need to go back there and say, hey, guess what? It's not using us as a manipulation tactic when nothing's been substantiated. This isn't a game, the system. There's other kids and families that really need the help and the resources, and you're wasting them. This isn't a game.
No, I agree. This isn't a game.
You need to go to counseling. You need to work with your mom one-on-one. You need to go to her house. You need to practice your safety plan. It's not stay away from mom. And until people start telling them that, nothing's going to change. They're going to continue with their tactics and continue sending you out. And you guys are going to continue ignoring me and continue conspiring with him.
Do you guys want family therapy? So you guys
I've been asking for it. I have it recorded.
Yeah.
I've begged him. I'm told only I need it.
Okay.
I can only do so much.
Yeah, no.
I'm only one person.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
And I'm going through a lot. So what did they do? They used it. So when my mom was sick and dying, I said, she's dying. That's what any good daughter would do.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when he used, the kids live with me now. That's fucking sick shit. It had nothing to do with them not wanting to be here. It had to do with my mom dying.
Yeah. And what happened with that?
And then after my mom died, they started coming back here, and then on Halloween, so my mom died September 27
of this year?
Of last year, and then on Halloween of last year, I find out my daughter's been allowed to stay the night, sleep over at a boy's house. Go into her phone, ask her for her phone. There's a hidden album. She won't let me see it. What you thinking's in there?
I don't know.
But anyway, she's been allowed to stay the night with her boyfriend at the age of 13, mind you, okay? and that dad had met the boyfriend's parents and he knew about it, and I'm told by dad, well, if the kids wanted you to know, you'd know about it. Are you fucking kidding me right now? So I flipped out. I said, why do you guys act like I'm not even, like, am I erased all of a sudden? Am I just a mom to dangle in front of my kids when you fucking feel like it? The hell? And he started laughing. And then I get home, and I'm upset. I just lost my mom, and my kids don't, what the fuck's going on? Out of nowhere. Nobody's talking to me like a responsible, honest adult. That's what normal people do. Nope, they use you. But nope, he went and called the cops that night and said I was suicidal. I was not fucking suicidal. My mom just died. Of course, I want to die. Like I feel dead inside just from feeling. Never once said I wanted to kill myself. And then that became the narrative about me. I've never said that to anyone, anywhere, anytime. But by me saying, oh, you don't want a mom no more? Congratulations, you don't have a mom no more. Just, reacting to them, feeding into my emotions. That was me saying I'm suicidal. Get the fuck out of here. So that's when it started last year. So when that didn't work, then it was, I'm sure they called CPS and it didn't get responded to, I don't think. But then in December, she didn't want to leave that cheer meet with me. Nobody communicated with me. They could have just said she had a ride. Right. But they didn't. And here my daughter is, just disappeared. I need to know where my daughter is. It's my responsibility. I'm the only parent here. What, you going to make that fall on me too? It's not a fucking do this, do that, and then it's falling on me anyway. Oh, no, now she got suspended and blah, blah, blah. It's my fault, too. I'm sure it's all my fault.
Well, I'm not saying that it's all your fault. So I'm sorry.
And I'm not saying I'm the best. I screamed at them. But y'all have to understand what they've been putting me through. I have dad telling them to let me get physical to help him in court. You want to see those texts? It's constant coaching. It's not just, oh, blah, blah, blah. Hold on. That's when she snuck out. Where in the hell were you this morning when I left for work? That was last year. I'm trying to...
So she snuck out at your house?
No, she's never done it here. It's all... This is his text to her at his house.
Do you guys, have an app where you have everything on her phone, too?
No, I only got into her phone. It was her birthday when she was at Pine Rest. I was, after 2 reports, okay to say, I need to know what's going on with my daughter. Yeah. They tell me I'm not allowed to look at her phone. Bullshit. Bullshit on Mom. I don't care who the fuck pays for it. When I say, I told the kids, according to the custody order, you're here and only at Dad's 79 days a week. So this is back this year in September, just a couple months ago. And I said, we can switch schools and we can go back to our custody order and I can have that enforced.
On what grounds?
On the grounds that he's not communicating with me. I'm driving back and forth to Granville 6 times fucking day.
Yeah.
I'm the one that's suffering, not him. He ain't doing nothing. If they get sick, I'm the one going, oh, now all of a sudden he's done that, though, because he's going to court. But did you see that? Oh, wait, this isn't, hold on. Down, that she's holding you against your will. If you can get her to hit you, that would be horrible. Like, so horrible for me in court. The fuck is he doing, dude? Who does this?
Have you showed that to FOC?
FOC ain't involved.
They're not involved?
No, we don't have any. The child support is privately administered.
So,
that's what I'm telling you guys. He's got me so fucking harassed that I've had to withdraw from child support just to have my kids be happy because they kept going, oh, Dad says he makes your car payment. Oh, Dad says you're trying to steal it. You just want his money. It has nothing to do with fucking money. It has to do with our kids.
If FOC's not involved, then...
Why are you here? I don't know. You don't have jurisdiction unless we're assigned to Title 4D services. And we are not, so that's, again, I don't understand why you're here.
I'm here because somebody reported.
I know, but again, even if something was to be substantiated, you don't have jurisdiction because we're not tied to Title 4D funding. So it's a long story. But long story short, we're not involved with the FOC. We've withdrawn because he's harassed me.
So what is I'm sorry, you said you had a court hearing Friday, so what's that for?
Well, I filed a motion to reconsider.
So you're trying to get that reinstated?
No, I already filed a motion for change of custody.
Okay.
So then he went, I have those texts too. At the beginning of October, he met with a lawyer. 2 days before court, his lawyer entered in an objection. A whole month later. A month later. So you're trying to strong-arm me, and now they just want to bring enough substantiated CPS reports, nothing substantiated, But then they're saying I lost my son in 2016, my oldest son. No, he was involved with the juvenile system. He was assaulting me, not me assaulting him. So get your shit straight. You better check your fucks back. So, again, I have custody of him too. So, check your shit. But they're trying to enter all this shit that doesn't have any basis of fact or evidence. So then, that's all that his lawyer was going on about in court on October 25. The judge said everything's to stay the same. That custody is to lawyer on the record. That's when this narrative came about. His lawyer goes, oh, well, if his daughter has to go back, she's going to try and harm herself. So now that's the narrative they have to sell. I already knew it was coming. I already knew when she was coming to my house that I was already going to have to deal with that going to the hospital or finding her.
So what day in court was that?
October 25th. His lawyer said it on the record, so I already knew it was coming. This is all ploy because none of this has worked. So now the only thing that will is, oh, she's going to harm herself. Well, then maybe she needs to live in a facility because, I'm sorry, it's not selective when your brother's here and he's not having any of the problems you are at all.
Well, I think some people are wired differently, and if she struggles from depression and he doesn't,
But she can talk to me, she can call a friend, there's safety plan in place. She's not even practicing her safety plan. There's a problem here. You can't just practice it at one place and not at another.
Right. So my concern is she doesn't feel safe here, and so we've got to come up with a plan for her.
She has no reason to not feel safe here. That's what I'm saying. She has to give you a evidential, substantial reason of why she doesn't feel safe. I've never hit her.
Yeah.
I've never threatened to harm her. I've never gotten in her face and screamed or done any of that. There was nothing that even happened at all the day that she did what she did. She selected. And I can't control that, but that's selective.
Okay.
That's manipulative.
Well, she did voice to me that you scream at her and you call her name.
No, but okay.
Do you?
I have, of course I scream at her. When she's screaming, she's screaming at me.
Call her name?
That can be taken out of context. Like, okay, for instance, my mom was paraplegic. Okay. Her favorite word in the world was bitch. Okay. Bitch didn't mean a bad thing. It was what's up, bitch, love you, bitch, or hey, bitch. Ever said in a bad way. That's all that I hear is, oh, she calls me a bitch. If I'm saying bitch, it's not at all like in an angry, mean way. It's something that for the last 35 years I've done with my family and with my mom who is paraplegic. Yeah. So, long story short, that word gets taken out of context. Like I told you earlier, by me saying, Calista, why can't you just be single? Why do you have to constantly have a boyfriend? Why do you worry about what boys think? Me trying to be a mom, giving her, empowerment to take pride in herself. Oh, that's me calling her slut or whore. She don't have these things. You will not hear any recording or any text where those things are said that she says I say.
Okay. Do you tell her it's her fault that she's depressed?
I never tell her that.
Okay,
I've never told her that.
I'm just being transparent. That's what she said to me.
Why would I go and get her? I'm the one.
I don't know.
I'm the one who booked the counseling. I'm the one who did all of it. So if I blame her for being depressed, why would I be helping her?
I don't know.
That don't make any damn sense. That's not. So if I've asked her to talk, she says she can't talk to me. She don't want to talk to me. It's not that I haven't sat down and tried to talk to her, and I'm not going to force her to talk to me. Or sometimes when she, I ask her to do dishes, and she'll be, and I have to ask her for 3 days to do it, because she's just waiting for me to do it. She's just going to continue ignoring me. So I'll stand and be like, you're not doing anything, and I'll stop, and I'll block her, and be like, just get your shit done. It'll take you 2 minutes, I'll time you. Like trying to be a little toddler, let's time you, make it fun. I'll help you. I've even gone, no, I don't yell at her in any way, shape, or form that is not understandable. So my only line of defense is to yell. Sorry, but when you've got 2 kids and you've got a girl scream, got to get her to stop. Go to your room. My rule at my house is Smilers have living rooms, whiners have bedrooms. Come out when you want to talk. I don't force her. So, but they will give a narrative that happens, but like I said, there was a witness here the whole entire time.
Could I get her phone number so I can talk to her?
Yeah.
You said it's Shannon, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I think she'll be here later, but 616.
Here the night that
She's been here pretty much involved every time you guys come. Every day. Ironically. Either on the phone or she's here.
And then is all of your background information the same from when we were out here last? Or has anything changed? Like, do you have a maiden name or married name at all? Do you have Native American heritage?
Mm-hmm.
You don't have FOC involvement?
Mm-hmm.
Have you lived out of the state in the last 10 years?
Mm-hmm.
No. Do you have any mental health diagnoses?
Just for traumatic brain injuries.
Okay. Do you take medication daily?
Well, not for mental.
No. Okay, like a vitamin or...
I take Adderall for narcolepsy from my brain injury.
Okay. And then any history of domestic violence with a current
Just Randy.
past partner? Okay. Will you kind of elaborate a little bit? What was...
Just as an, I think the police have been called a few times.
Okay.
Just his manipulative
like,
bullshit.
was it physical, verbal?
More verbal.
More verbal. Okay. Did it happen frequently, infrequently, if you recall? I don't.
When we were together,
Yeah.
it was frequent at the end.
Okay.
But there wasn't. Police got. It's always been him calling the police, trying to sell a narrative that didn't happen. So, and that's why nothing ever happened. And so I don't understand. So you guys there's no proof of abuse. You guys will not have unless it's AI created. So, and that's the other thing, if she has some video. You can do a lot now with technology.
Mm-hmm.
So I'd ask from what the date is. Like, make sure it's the date that she was here. You know what I'm saying? Like, and a lot of times the 2 times that I have flipped out, we're in the car.
Okay.
She grabbed the wheel and turned the stereo all the way to the max. I'm sorry, I'm driving. The fuck are you doing?
Mm-hmm.
You're putting us all in danger now, and I fucking snapped. Sure did. I don't know what your dad's teaching you guys, but this shit's gonna stop. It's not a fucking game. My mental health is not a fucking game, and this is a game.
So we like to safety plan with parents. How do you think, like, our department can partner with you and Randy?
Randy needs to be told that he has to communicate. Randy needs to be told that I'm not participating with anything involved with CPS. We will do it all. I'm not agreeing any services from you people.
You don't want a referral?
I do not want any services from you people. You have not done anything for me. You continue to harm me.
Do you want anything for your kids? Any services?
We're already getting it. We just started.
Is Cameron in services?
He don't want it. So we'll integrate it. We can't. I'm not forcing my children to be uncomfortable. I'm trying to be as healthy and as fucking steadfast as I possibly can. And I am doing everything the right way. I know what I need to do. I do not need to be told by any fucking government agency that ignores me constantly and then caters to that. And why ain't you open up a case on me? Why do you keep coming? And why does the shit keep changing? Why isn't the complaints the fucking same? If I'm a bad person, it doesn't change. I'm gonna be the same fucking crazy way.
Well, I don't think there's been a complaint before about her overdosing.
No, but that's what I'm saying, and there hasn't been a complaint about me. Like, all the things that they're saying I'm doing now is not the complaints they said in July. It's not the complaints they said in December of last year. Attention to this. It's a tactic, it's manipulation, it's a strategy. And until somebody on your end goes and honestly says, Randy, you know what, we're gonna come to you. You have somebody call again because these are unsubstantiated. We can't just keep coming out.
Well, unfortunately, the law is...
The law also says if someone keeps unsubstantiated reports and is doing it in a retaliatory, ill-intended way, and I can prove that it is, I can prove his messages that it was all set up.
Yeah.
I can prove it.
I don't think people can get in trouble for calling.
They can.
CPS.
It's a law. It's actually a law.
It's a law to call 911.
No, it's actually a law.
Can you show me the law?
Yes, ma'am, I can. Yep, I just filed it. Sure did. Sure is a law. My response to expert. Hold false report of child abuse or neglect. MCL 722.633.
You said 722.633. Okay, I'll look at that.
False report of child abuse or neglect, and he continues to do it. But nobody's holding him accountable. They're going to let me continue to be harmed. This is emotional distress, and it shouldn't be continued. I filed this with the court.
Okay, but they can't prosecute on that. Have you called law enforcement?
Law enforcement tells me I have to go to court.
Okay.
This is why I'm in the court. I've done everything I'm supposed to do, and like I said, I put my hands on a coach. No, I grabbed the coach by the arm like this because she kept walking away with my daughter. I'd never seen her before. I only knew the head coach. So, excuse me, who are you? I wasn't mean in any way. Doing what any other person would do. And then they went and told, because I told them I was going to call the police, like, I can call the police, like, I'm mom, because she's not just going with whoever. It's illegal. So then they called the police in CPS 8 hours after the fact because people had to cover their asses because they already knew I know my shit. And I put a FOIA request in. Then I went and got the camera footage. I had to pay over $500 to get the camera footage to prove that nothing that they said happened to CPS, that I was being crazy and hysterical and irate. None of that happened. I walked right out talking to you just like this.
So that way I've got a good contact number.
6. I'm sorry to make y'all stand outside, but y'all ain't welcome in my home. I'm done with this.
Okay, fine. I'm gonna leave my.
No, it's not.
It's nice.
It's not.
I'll leave my card with you if you.
I need your card and
Yep.
not this, but I will be putting in a request for what. So, you're not opening up a case. So when will this be shutting, and when can I put in a request for the copy of the report?
Yes, we get 30 days to conclude our investigation. So I'd say 40 days for my supervisor to review it.
So you won't be back here?
I'll have to talk with my supervisor, but I'll let you know if I'm coming back.
Why are you guys not worried? Like, why, when I'm working with my doctor and her counselor about a safety plan, where do you guys come in? Is how are you guys more powerful than what we're doing?
I wouldn't say that.
But why haven't you asked Randy? Why aren't you? Why when you go to counseling, why aren't you figuring out how to keep a safety plan instead of how to keep her away? That's what they're doing. Oh, she's not going there. I'm not making her go there. He's not helping the problem at all, and it's his job as a parent to support my role as a fucking mom. And he's not.
And that's something I'll definitely.
I've never held my children from him. I gave him 50-50 custody and took less money. What fucking mom can I be? I guarantee you ain't never met a mom that does what I do and respected him. Ever.
Yeah.
I respect him. We sit next to each other at all the games. My neighbors will even tell you. He'll come over here. He'll help me around the house. Don't act like you're my fucking buddy and then turn around and be calling CPS. Here's another thing I can show you I just filed. He went and gave this to. So I filed for guardianship of my mom.
Okay.
She died 6 months later, but I tried to intervene. But a lawyer, okay, messaged him, asked him about me as a parent. February 2023. Okay, so I'm investigated, but here's his response. He don't say nothing about me being a bad parent. Make it make sense, ladies. And he won't tell you anything good about me. And that's concerning. Okay. He's not supporting my role as mom. He's not even supporting Callista healing with me. He's only telling her she don't ever have to see me again and how much he's going to keep her away from me. That's not normal. I don't know if I should be worried about some sexual going on between them. That's why I said she has a fucking hidden album in her phone. And because I couldn't get, I don't know, whatever.
I mean, are you suggesting that they're okay with her dad?
I don't know. I don't know. I'm suggesting it's with boys. I don't know. But I'm suggesting it's sexual in nature. If it's, I don't know if it's still there. I don't have hidden albums. I don't know about iPhones like that. So, but Face ID. So I couldn't open it.
Okay.
So, but 5th grade, she had a phone taken for a boy sending her a video. The Wyoming police still have it, and this all happened while at Dad's house, and it drives me nuts.
Well, I'll kind of look into that too. I don't know what I
was years ago. She's
yeah, but I
in ninth grade.
can't request her phone to look at that locked
but
file.
I'm just saying,
Yep.
you can just be like, hey, do you have a hidden album in your phone? You know, do you mind opening it? And, you know, but that's not okay.
Yeah.
And then she's going to school, she's sneaking out, she's allowed to do all these things at Dad's house. He's not holding her accountable. She's never been grounded. He's never said, hey, Brandy, if she's been sneaking out at my house, she's not allowed to go anywhere. I have to let her go places no matter what. No matter how she treats me, disrespects me, I'm just supposed to let her go somewhere. Or, oh, she's going to kill herself because I'm harming her because I didn't let her go somewhere. Make it make sense.
Okay.
That's not harming her. That's being a parent. Responsible.
Okay, well, I think we got to get going. We've got that other meeting, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Gotta go find those kids.
So I'll give you a call. I'm going to talk with my supervisor.
Yeah, I don't know what to do, so.
Okay.
But I would appreciate if someone would go after him for continuing. They don't, the substantiations don't just keep growing, and then now they've come to their last card, and now nobody does that to any child. You don't continue when there's been no history, no records of these things. They have never provided these things, and you guys have been involved recently. That's what I'm saying. It's not all of a sudden, oh, she's saying these things. Why didn't they say that 6 months ago? Why didn't they say that 3 months ago?
I don't know.
I mean,
Okay.
common sense.
All right. Well, thanks for letting us have some of your time
No,
today.
I'm sorry, but yeah, this is just really irritating.